Season 3 of the Bazaar is coming to a close, and although I've had a pretty good time, the meta has been quite sloppy, so I'm hoping it gets fixed up in the next season. But all I want to do today is try to get a fun run. And starting with Zorkit is always something that is nice because it's just a item that fits so well into so many different builds, whether you're going weapons or you're going for something more like Elemental Depth Charge or just burning from something like an Anglerfish type build. You can do it very well with the Zorkit, of course. Heavy Seaweed. Seaweed's always just good, but heavy is not something that is going to scale, so that doesn't really make me want to go for a big scaling item like seaweed as much when I can just get that slow coming out of these orchid here much faster. And that probably kind of leads us, although not super exciting, towards, well, right now, honestly, like that. I even like cannon, but we'll roll here really quick because I like that too for right now. I also like Julian. But I don't know if Julian's going to be in this build. I'm thinking not a Julian build as of right now. What I'm thinking is more so a Mantis Shrimp build because, well, we have a perfect item right off the bat that we can get some burns going, especially if we can get lighter here. It'll be perfect. So we can proc this as much as possible. And every time you slow, you can scale up your Mantis Shrimp. So that's immediately my first thought. As of right now, though, we'll get 2 more slots on the board. We can expand a little bit, get that katana out there, and have a decent bit of smackage on day 1, a little bit of haze coming out of our Zorkit, and of course the scaling from the Shark Claws will at least give us some punch so we can maybe hit someone in the scrote, and as much as that hurts, if you're a guy you would know, then maybe there'll be enough damage to take him down and get ourselves a little dub and start off this run well enough. Non-weapon item does sound nice, but honestly I'm wondering if like a left or right-handed would be really nice. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it can kind of bankroll us a little bit, especially if we can win this day 1. That'd be pretty peak. Weapons getting crit is pretty sick as well. I don't dislike that at all. But again, I really do want like a damage bump like this left-handed. That's what I want. Keen Eye also, like we said, very good there. I'll put the katana in here. I will keep the damage boost on the katana as well. I kind of want to, I want to buff the Zorkit here. I want to turn it up to silver for the extra second of haste we get out of that. But at the same time, I do want to level the Shark Claws because this is our early build here. And the best chance we have is if this thing can scale us faster, immediately put this to 45 every 2 seconds. Taylor Swift 13. They made that many of her? Dang. I've run out the loop. I thought there was only one. Well, fair enough. I think she's pretty cool. What do you got here, Dooley? Turbo Arc Blaster, first aid in. Got some haze, got some charge, more haze coming out of this Power Sander. And of course, Defense Grade only could have been 35 HP, but that could still be something early. We should be fine here. A little bit of haste and the nice scaling from that Silver Shark Claws will make sure that we smack this guy's booty hole just as well as I like to do. And you know that I'm a booty hole fiend, so that is pretty sick. Punch our little bony cat over here a few times. Makes me feel good about myself. Do not tell PETA. Okay. We like taking a day 1. Of course, Vanessa. Very much so a character where you do want to blitz early if you can, because she has such a wide array of weapons that are just so effective. If we do want to go Mantis Shrimp, we can get it out of here, of course. Don't hate Pop Snappers, or if we have the chance to kind of charge our Zorkit with something like that. And don't really want to spend on any of these. I was looking for the Mantis Shrimp, of course, because it is an ammo item. And then I was also looking for shot glasses, something you just very much so want in a Mantis Shrimp build. Let's go in here, see if we can get a free item and see what it might give us, which, okay, that's actually great. Having 2 Zorkids means we could really Zork it. And I like the idea of just straight Zorking it. I'm going to take on Covetous. I like getting Cloak. I think we could have beat Warrior, especially with the extra charge coming off of this Pop Stoppers now. I probably should just put in the Silver Zork, even though I like the slow coming off of this one. But at this point, since it's not even getting procced that much, since we don't have that much charging from burn items, only 3 shots there, it's probably better just to have the silver one in there for a little bit of extra damage and the extra haste duration on these 2 items, since that's our main scaling of damage right now. But I do like that. I'll slap that on the katana. For as long as we're going to be using the katana, it's good to just have it doing as much damage as possible. And again, I'll keep looking for that Mantis Shrimp. Now the board is going to expand. We could put out the second Zorkid. And then we could also use something like a Narwhal, which will scale really well, be a fast item, especially if it's getting hasted. It'll be feeling quite nice there. The question is, do I want to slap this Bayonet out or keep this Pop Snappers out? As much as I like Bayonet, I think I'm just going to roll with the Pop Snappers. I was looking again for the Mantis Shrimp on that page if I could have. Yeah, we'll take an ammo item, see what we can grab here, and a harpoon. Alright, well, we can sell it at least. No problem there. Another small burn item sounds really nice. Fins is so good too, but I'm going to take this in case I can get a lighter. Or, okay, perfect, just the mantis shrimp. Now, is that going on the board right now? Maybe. The idea is we could also put this out like this. We'd probably swap it over, though, and go more so like that. Although we'd probably want you in the middle because you're our scaler, so we want the highest cooldown weapon to have more chances to get the haste from both guys here. And then this will just charge both of our Zorkids a little bit. So I like the idea of that. Because this guy's not going to scale that much off just one Mantis Shrimp, or off one slowing item. So I'd rather just have our best burst opportunity in here, and then only 2 ammo on that Mantis Shrimp right now. I think this is our better choice as a day 2. It's a pretty strong day 2 board. It's a silver trebuchet here, which is a very nice thing, especially with, again, their own Zork and a Katana, and they have Rush. So they have a nice little start here. Let's see if we can blitz some. Oh, did my Katana do that last bit of damage? Because its cooldown bar is down here, but it... 180? Okay. I think it did. Looked like it didn't for a second. Unfort. Again, Vanessa, super good at that early rush down. We had a great board there. They just had a silver trebuchet is really all it comes down to. Silver trebuchet, amazing item. Okay. Non-weapon. Are we just going to go... I mean, they're both non-weapons. I at least see what the shop has so I can choose my own choice of a small non-weapon here. Any non-weapons, I should say. Nothing else on that screen interests me. Love myself a crow's nest, but I don't think that's the build we're going for today. Clamor, of course, could scale us straight off the bat. And I'm going to hold a catfish because, one, we do have 2 guys that are hasting, so we could get him stronger. And the Yeti Crab now, technically. But more so than that, we want to have friends inside of our inventory so that if we get a Seadog Saloon, which is probably what I'm going to go gearing towards, we can put that on board with as many friends as possible and just have as many multicasts as possible. So that way we could really junk up our Mantis Shrimp in a good way, of course. It's either that or shot glasses or both. Great to just have both on board if we can manage to get that going. So those are the 2 items we need to see, though, if we want to get something scaling for our Mantis Shrimp. Especially something like that is pretty nice, actually. A little extra ammo, 1 extra charge for these little duders. We like to see that. We'd love to get some extra health. I really do want to find that Sea Dogs, though. But I feel like, I mean, if we just had extra health in that last fight, we would have won. You know, if we could have survived just a little more of their rush down, we could have gone crazy brazy mode with it. At this point, we'll probably put the Mantis Shrimp on board. And can immediately buff it up a little bit. It is only bronze, though, so the question is, would I rather just have a little bit of crit chance or even put out the catfish to buff him out and get an extra way to do damage? Both acceptable, but let's find out what we want to do first. No reason to upgrade Katana. It's only like 10 extra damage. The extra crit chance actually could be nice. The thing is, if we're trying to go for this Mantis Shrimp, I just want to get it upgraded now. I also want to get this other Zorkid upgraded, but hopefully we can find that at some other point. Because this guy, we just need to get his scaling on the line. And actually, if we're going to have better scaling for him on the line immediately because he's silver, then I will actually put the Clamra in. So we can get him pop that out. And he does actually have 3 punches, which is pretty sick too. Which in that case makes me want to move everything over and haste this Clamra as well. In such a way that I'd actually like to swap these. Because this has less haste duration, and we need less haste duration on the Katana because it's a 2-second weapon. Yeah, it's fine for now. Abandoned chest sounds awesome. I want to look at smalls though because we have so many that we want to upgrade. Including this. Which I will buy. Only because it costs 2 and this is a 2 reroll, so we can make it happen for ourselves here. And look for something else which we're not going to find completely fine. Would have loved to get that other Zorkid up. Would have been really sick. But beggars can't be choosers, so we'll take what we get there. And we'll just keep running it. This guy hasn't won yet, and again, we only lost the last day because that guy had a silver treb. He had a nice setup there with a Zork, silver treb, and a Katana. Like, we're weapon spamming. It's actually kind of scary because Burn's very good, and he has a ×4 multicast on that Weather Vane, whatever it's called, Weather Glass, excuse me. Here comes a big punch from Mantis Shrimp, and we'll get our own burn on him, and we'll take him out with a nice little blitz down there. If we could even just get Bloodhound skill, That'd be pretty sick, because our rush down, as soon as we get him half health there, you know, everything goes boop, charges up 2 seconds, even more if it's past the silver tier. That'd be really nice. But as much as it would be nice, it's not exactly what we're angling towards. I'm going to guarantee I get a Zorkid here. I could go to the weapons shop, but we're not that rich anyway, so I'd rather save our money. Just take the guarantee upgrade from the B1, B2 on this other Zorkid to get as much haste as possible, and then keep kicking it. And we're going to keep looking for that Seadog. As much as I want the HP, we'll take that, because that could really fit in well here. And so can that. Love pufferfish as well. It's a little expensive. We actually do kind of have the board for it right now. We would just be more... We wouldn't be as oriented on weapons. But now we have the chance to charge these Zorks way faster because we have 2 other burn items. So let me think about this. You don't even need to directly haste the puffer itself. So you'd want to haste this guy. You'd probably want to put this in between these two because they're going to be getting charged so much and going off as much as possible. We don't really want to haste this guy per se because he's on a 3-second cooldown already, but he doesn't have unlimited animal. He's only going to go 4 times. And we can just slot the puffer right here. And then we'll just perma-haste the Clamor, or at least haste as much as we can as well. And then we just slot the puffer in, get some extra damage going out there, and if we have the Seadog's angle that we're heading towards, then I like the idea of the puffer because that's another friend that we could put on board if that's the angle we want to go towards. But for right now, just a silver puffer at this stage of the game can be quite scary. This guy has a ticket for the temple, so we can go ahead and grab that. That'd be nice. Let's see, it's a little bit of a slow kickoff. I guess it's like 3 seconds, and then they're both charged, go off. I'm trying to get them going as infinite as possible. That's why we have the incendiary rounds. So they both charge, they both go off, trigger the incendiary rounds. 59 burn there. He's at 125.31, and only 20 poison. Surprised that puffer only went off twice. It's both only going 4. They did have some slows coming out, of course. From the eels, when you slow, your items gain crit chance. That's actually really good for us. We'll take that. Of course, only one of our Zorkids is slowing right now, so we'd love to see, even just an Illusory, we could slap right here instead of the Clamora. Would be pretty sick. Scrap is not that useful for us. Is there anything I want to transform? Not particularly. Let's check out Cav. You might have a enchanted shield item that we'd like, and if there's nothing on this first page, then we'll just skip out and not worry about it too much and hit our skill here and see what we can get. When you burn, your items gain crit chance, so we could also combine that crit chance off of slow and burn. Would be pretty sick. I do like Arms Dealer, especially at silver, but I'm not exactly super fluid in money right now, so I'd rather take the thing that can just pump our crit chance, especially on a Mantis Shrimp build where you're burning, slowing a bunch over time, and then by the time it goes off, you might have enough of crit chance that it actually matters and it can hit a big shot. That's what we're kind of looking towards. Well, you're not going to apply to anything. I'll kind of just save everything right now because I'm pretty sure this is the build we're going to go for here, unless we want to take out Narwhal, because you're not doing the most in the world. I wouldn't mind giving Catfish some haste so he could buff up a little bit, get some more poison damage. But at the same time, don't think that useful. We could also put you in to get some extra poison off you. I think I'd rather have the base crit chance stacking with our other 2 skills that give us more crit chance live in a fight, and then see if we can just get a fat Mantis Shrimp hit. I feel like it's the best chance we have. He has the same amount of health as us, but he did get the Banana Bowl skill, which is really scary on a pig because he's guaranteed basically going to proc that off these bushels here. Unless we actually took him down low enough health so he didn't even get that first proc off. Nice Mantis Shrimp hit. He's just going to go ahead and burn out. That's very good. That's the blitzing you want to see from Vanessa, where she can actually take someone's health down fast enough to where they can't get that overheal to get those 2 seconds haste on everything. Because I bet that's how he got his win that he has gotten. His build's not very good yet, but he's a pig, so I'm sure he'll get there. But if he got that haste on everything, could have been a little bit of a different story. Do still want health, but we gotta look for weapons. If we can get this Mantis Shrimp leveled up, it'd be pretty peak. I do like the idea of Calico as a friend. I'm not gonna buy it right now, just because if we are spamming... Make sure that our heavy Zorka is the one on the left, because that's the one that's going to take the upgrade. Just make sure you don't mess that stuff up if you have 2 of the same dudes. Medium's not exactly what I want to see. I actually don't even mind putting some extra burn on the incendiaries, or we give more poison to our puffer. But our burn's been doing more than the poison right now, especially if we're trying to keep their shields down, blitz them with raw damage like this, and then the burn. And I don't want to put that on the incendiaries because long term, this is probably the thing that will stick around more than anything else. As much as I want the money from that mod squad, it's too good of a skill right here to pass up Diamond Fangs on Sabretooth. So we're going to go ahead and try that. So we could get that. And imagine we had 2 diamonds orchids, you know, a diamond lighter, diamond mantis shrimp, like just pull all their cooldowns down by 20%, even better if we could get it leveled up. That'd be pretty peak. So that's something that I always have to try for. And at the very least, we get a shiny fang, which is just an amazing item. Let me see here. Okay. I'm going to check her, see if we can get a Seadogs. Don't even mind these 3 items instead of Seadogs at the moment. Water Wheel could be a good stand-in instead of Seadogs for a little bit. You'd probably come out. You're great. Don't get me wrong. But let me think here. I want to keep both Zorkids on board. This is a great Water Wheel enabler. You are too, actually. I was thinking of selling you, but you would be a good enabler for it. Can I buy it if I sell everything else but Fangs? I'm at 4, I need 8. That'll get us to 8. Oh, that'll get us to 8 overall. 9, 10, 11. Okay. Let me kind of look around at this. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna buy that first. Go ahead and keep that like that, most likely. The second Zork isn't even as needed. I wonder if this would go off more. It was by probably this guy. Probably get that going even faster, if I had to guess. And then we can move you over. I'm just seeing how I want this board exactly. Because we don't technically need the second Zorkid now. We could even put in the dock lines, which would be a great way to scale up this low mantis shrimp right here in combination with the slowing from the Zorkid going off as much as possible. But that cost 8. Yeah. Which we can't quite afford. Don't mind just putting in a catfish though. Or just slapping in the clamra, which is probably what I'll end up doing. Another way to slow if we can't afford the really nice one. It's fine with me. Love card table too, but it's fine. If I was willing to sell the Fang, then we could get something there. Make it a mantis shrimp, please. Okay, another harpoon gun. Apparently when you click get an ammo item, what they mean is get a harpoon gun. Let's go ahead and take a skill. I was going to say it should be silver tier. We don't have any shielding stuff right now. We might later, especially on Vanessa. She has some good stuff. I'd even find like a Mr. Richardson or something. That could go pretty wacky mode. So making sure everything's set up kind of how I want it. You're getting the left-handed bonus. Not that that matters too much. Have you over here? We'll scale these guys. Lighter going off. And I think this is the most procs we'll get on incendiaries, is having it between what's going to be, you know, like a 1.5 second once it's fully hasted multicaster, and then of course the heavy Zorkid, which we want to go off as much as possible so it can self-proc as it keeps those burns going off. And this is a very weapony guy with a gold showcase. Is very scary, especially because he has a Fang and an Addle and a Yo-Yo. So this is probably one we'll see that will blitz him. Okay. I wasn't sure. I want to look at the numbers here. I want to see how many times all these items went off and see where this incendiary should be. But it seems like we picked a pretty good spot. You went off 4, 8, 4. Okay. So it's definitely where it should be to get the most procs. These guys are going crazy and giving us some extra burn there. We had to do 40 burn, which the burn did a lot of the damage to that guy. Even 20 coming off the lighter. So honestly, if we get some better burn skills just across the board, just put more base burn on our items, I think that'd be pretty sick too. I'm not going to pass up the chance to get a fight. Ghost Peppers kind of scares me. This guy can go crazy sometimes. But with the absolute blitzing we just did on that pig, I'm like, I feel like we can get there pretty quick. See, 3 seconds, and it immediately charged the water wheel, and then... Yeah, so we are infinite as soon as we get off the ground in 3 seconds. If we can get a little faster off the ground, I wouldn't mind that either. Doing that. Okay, perfect. Barely. So like I said, that guy has some scary damage. How many times is Clamor going off? 4. Not bad, actually. 235. I mean, even the Mantis Shrimp went off twice there, which is good that we have extra ammo on him. That's kind of the dangerous thing with Water Wheel over the Seadogs. Of course, the Seadog's going to scale things better. There's some skills I'd really like here, including this one. Just getting more ammo. Again, if we're going to be going off. With the Seadogs, you just have more slow procs, which is awesome. But your haste is not guaranteed to go on everything all the time, which is kind of good for Mantis Shrimp. Of course, you do want it to go off if it's scaling super fast, but if you're not getting it scaling uber fast, then you almost want like that extra half a second, 1 second before it goes off, so we can get that extra scaling and hit even harder when it does hit. But if you have 4 ammo for it, then you can keep it perma-hasted like that, and it'll do some pretty darn good work. Power Sander's not even the worst thing in the world. 5-second item that we... Yeah, we'll actually probably put that in instead of Clamra. Charge 1 item. I don't even hate the idea of this. I'll hold on to that. But if you put this guy instead, he hastes the item to the right for 2 seconds, but it slows the item to the left of this for 1 second. So the extra slowing will go ahead and help scale the Mantis Shrimp. I'm hoping it doesn't need to actually hit anything to get that scaling. So I need to check that. And we're probably just gonna...
Good luck then.
I don't know, I'm thinking, because we're already infinite on the water wheel. And it's also something that I don't even fully intend to keep, because if I see a Seadogs, I would probably change course for it, to be completely honest with you. So, probably not taking that. With the full intention of going more so towards a Seadogs at some point, if we find it, I'd rather just upgrade the Mantis Shrimp to gold on day 6. It's pretty sick. And just get him scaling as much as possible. And I'll honestly take a little bit of health. Maybe we see another chocolate in here. No, it's just going to be the fight, obviously. Not bad, then. Yeah, I do like the idea of Nitro, too. Would be very nice. It burns us, obviously, is the scary thing there. So if it was perma-hasted, every 2 seconds it burns, which would be even more charge to these guys. But they don't need more charge. I have so much burn coming out from these 2 items. And then this, I'd rather have this for the scaling from its slow, which is going to be maybe kind of hard to track it if it is scaling, which I'm trying to see if it needs to actually slow an item or technically just because it goes off and it would slow something. Of course, Dinosaur Crutch. We'll see. I should start much faster than him. Double casting there. If the Mantis Shrimp survives, okay, we're fine no matter what. We actually have a pretty good amount of burn there. Jeez, this multicasting, like, blah, 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 multicast. Why is he multicasting? Your vehicles have +1 multicast. If you have a dinosaur, this is a vehicle. So he has a dinosaur, so it's a vehicle. And then he has thrusters over here. That on the left, this is a vehicle. So he's making the Trollosaur a vehicle. This thing, of course, already is a vehicle. Oh, boy. I really hope they address Destroy in some upfront way. Like, really put a handle on it when this new season starts. Because I mean, I just hate it. But really want more health. But honestly, this extra burn we're getting off here has been helping a lot in these fights to just get us to a win. So if I can keep jacking up, jacking off, and okay, we'll pause, but get the burn up on this guy, I think it's pretty sick. Any bronzes here we really want to go for? I do have the Clamra if I want to do that, but honestly, I think this guy's probably just better. I didn't really see if he was scaling. I should have paid more attention to that. Small tool sounds good too. Could be a lighter as a tool, but at the same time, don't even hate that. But I want to save money in case that Seadog pops up at some point. You are a great item.
I can feel our energies resonate.
And you will be better than this guy 3 times multicasting, because you're gonna slow 1 every 5. You're gonna slow 3 every 8. But of course, I need to move something over. We'll probably... I mean, yeah, we'll probably just move you over. Does it really matter? Because you're getting full haste from the water wheel, not from the Zorka necessarily. And... I would love to fight Chili Charles for just the extra money and whatnot, but the ability to get bonk, if we could, would just be huge. Spices is even technically something we could look at putting on board, because this takes 10 seconds. Oh, actually, it takes 9 seconds to go off, but because of bonk, it's at 10 right now. 88. Even with bonk, we were almost at 100 burn there really quick. 160, 145. Yeah, I want to get him scaling faster. The only way I can really do that right now is if perhaps I had dock lines in here too. Or we could get that Seadogs going. But the water wheel is treating us well, so I'm not going to complain too much. Love the idea of that. I'm just going to look at regular skills, though. Maybe get some cooldowns down. Or Bloodhound. I really do want that. Enemy falls below half health each fight. Charge your items 3 seconds. I mean, this just would fully charge. Which, again, makes this go off 2 more times. I mean, yeah. This would just fully charge. Flurry of blows, also really good. First 4 times you use a weapon each fight. Charge 1 item 1 second, so that would just help us get off the ground even faster. And the first 6 times you use your rightmost item each fight, charge 1 slow item. Which we could easily just make this our most rightmost item and then charge these guys. Which I love that too. But Bloodhound is just such a good skill for Rushdown. We'll go ahead and grab that. And we'll check out Pearl, because she could have something monumental for us. Use a friend that gains 40 damage to the fight. That's actually interesting. I feel like this is small, so it takes up less space, and it scales even faster with that than that with burn on it, so I'd rather just take that. I'd love to get a gold chunk each day, but we would have to find and waste one of our nodes on transforming it every day unless we were somehow getting catalyst. This is interesting though. Just for the citrus and stuff every hour, to be honest with you. It's not econ, but it's, if I ever wanted to sell it, had to sell it, it would be econ. But more than that,
The Cretaceous era?
it'll just give us citrus and everything every single hour, which is going to get our health up, going to get our regen up. I'm like, do I want to spend the money leveling this if on the next page there could be a Seadogs? I mean, it does get us started faster. Anything to get us started faster, and I will even roll here just because, yeah, I was going to say, if we see the Seadogs, we can just sell the water wheel for it, which is probably what I'll do. Let me think here for a second. You're probably not coming in. Oh, you are a friend, though. I should have thought about that. Just easier to think when I have a free space on the board and I can think where the item will be slotted in. Because you're probably not staying if this is coming in. Which means we could also just sell you. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 friends. 5 times multicast because it has its own multicast. And you are a 6-second start at silver. Okay. Let's put you on board.
Money. What should I do with it?
Iceberg, interesting too, but not right now. We said times 5 multicast, very nice. Just like putting that on the right side, it makes me feel better. No, I'm like, yeah, it's on the right side, or left side, you know? When I have Crow's Nest, I like it on the right side. This guy goes on the left side. Okay. We need to figure out what this is going off the most. Probably still having it next to a Zorkid. I'm wondering if it goes off faster in between, because you're 6 seconds, but you could be hasted too, which I probably should haste you. So maybe I should put one Zorkid over here with lighter. So I haste these two. So then you're still 5 times multicasting as much as you can, and you're still proccing this guy, and then you can move over here so we can 3 times cast you. And then Shiny Fang could still go on board right now, but I'm still thinking we could either put in Power Sander for extra slows, or this guy for the charges, which I like the idea of too, and he would charge up our Zorks with the burn. But I kind of like the idea of the Power Sander still. That extra little bit of slow just for the extra scaling. But sure, let's do that. Because then you can technically haste the lighter as well. I think that's set up well. Obviously, I know we have left-handed, but I don't really care as much to put that on the Minted Shrimp. I'd rather have it on something that's going off more. This guy's only at 1 win. He's almost lethal. Pretty sure he's not quite at lethal. Looks like he has 1 prestige left, perhaps. And he's dinosaurs. But he's dinosaurs and... Okay, so I'm going to get 1 tap before I can play, looks like. He has Diamond Fangs. Wow, he has the skill I wanted. Well, if we can get the Bloodhound here... Okay, there it is. We can just crit. Because again, we're at 40% crit chance. All those slows and burns going off. Those slows are really good to stop that from going as well. His remote control is about to go as what it was. That's all his entire game plan is. That was very nice crit from that. Okay, still good. Let me see here. 3 times, 7 times. Okay, you did go off more, so you might be better next to the incendiaries. Keep that in mind. And see, you did only haste twice. You didn't slow at all, Cam. That's what I wanted to check, so I'm glad I saw that. I think long-term, the Seadogs is better. Not necessarily short-term. So we need to get its cooldown lower, because it was a faster start with the water wheel. but the scaling potential is much higher with these Seadogs. I'd like to just get health. Anything we can do to get this stuff off. Okay. Make sure we're selling our citrus and stuff.
Form is too deep for you.
Huh. I could just make my mantis shrimp straight to diamond, or I could give it an enchant. I think I'd rather give it an enchant. Do I want to put the charge in this thing? I think we could try it. We could try it. Sure, let's just enchant this guy. And he gets obsidian. Okay, peak. That's what I was hoping. So if we get something like that, that'll take us off the ground way faster. Because imagine now, he punches once, they either get one-shotted, or they most likely... I'm going to look for cooldowns here, by the way. Go below half health, and then we immediately Bloodhound up 3 more seconds, and can just blitz down even harder, is the idea. So we'll see. But this should be a pretty big hit right here. Okay. See, that's with none of the haste hitting this guy. And I could finagle it in a way that I get him Zorkid haste.
Maybe a skirmish.
And that might be something that I should choose to do. Even more crit, though, is beautiful. Starting 12% crit, and then it goes up is awesome. Silver tier gunpowder, so we get more ammo on this little guy. I don't even hate the idea, but if I'm not killing in 4 hits with an obsidian mantis shrimp scaling at gold values, then we're probably not killing at all. Especially because now, oh, okay, good job, Bazaar. It's not at all a crazy bug. We'll go ahead and leave it like that. Honestly, now that we have him like that, I'd rather put in the Clamor even if it's not leveled up. Just because that start is immediately going to give us 40 damage on him. So, I'd rather do that and then hope. Sells toys from an arrow. I don't think we're toy coded right now. I'd love to get more health from fins, would be really, really nice. But small items here could be so peak as well. But let's try to just go to fins right now. We'll just take the extra regen, which is we're up to 20 regen now, which is decent. 2,700 health. And this guy's doing really bad, but that means he's on lethal, which means that he could have some just great items that he was just getting together, and then he just hit a great enchant. So could still be scary. 25-hour fitness, yeah. Could be some crazy scaling on these weapons. But he doesn't have the fastest hitting weapons, I think is probably what's holding him back here. You know, so we get off the ground and we start pumping. Once we punch him here, this should take him down. Once the burn hits, we'll get our Bloodhound in just a second. There it goes. And then we punch again and he's finished. Very good. I mean, we actually did pretty good, half our health, and that's with 2 boosts from that day. But now we can get up to level 10. We are on 7 wins. Oh, it was a turbo at 28-hour fitness. I see it. But if you're in your, you know, day 8 PvP fight and you still have a boomerang in, then something's not going right for you. And I think that's the case for him. That's fascinating. Why? I'm sorry, why is it possible to give that to me? Okay, I was going to say, why is it possible to give that to me when I don't have any toxic items? But I guess I do have a poison item. I quite literally could spin to make it diamond, which could definitely pay off in the long term in terms of, like, scaling our health and whatnot. Actually, we'll do that. Go ahead and upgrade it. Get it to diamond. We'll get diamond citrus, diamond coconuts, which will add up for us. They still give me a gold one there? Okay. That's fricked up, dude. We don't actually have that much money to spend to Curio. But this is a bad time for relax. Not a bad time for health necessarily. But let's check this out. Rocket boots or this right here. Extra duration of slows on our Seadog Saloon is pretty peak. Extra damage is not necessarily what I'm looking for. Let me do some silliness really quick and we'll grab this guy and sell him. Pull you over to make sure you're getting that extra second of slow, and then I'll sell these guys, even though I think they could be really good. Crit chance only 1%. Yeah, I think I'll take a pass on that. See if I can find some rocket boots is the only reason I'm willing to roll here. Fang is always good. Of course, we had a shiny Fang, so we didn't want that. Then we definitely don't want this. Nothing else here is going to be useful for us, unfortunately. Rocket boots would have been really nice, but if we are getting 3 seconds of slow, you know, sent out 5 times, so that's very nice. But if we could get 3 seconds of haste as well, that'd be very peak. Weapons platform? I'm going to look up really quick weapon platform and see if there's anything that I want skill-wise. When you use a large item, haste your small items for 1 second. Okay. we level up no matter what. I know this thing can be kind of scary because it has a gold kinetic cannon and stuff. It can try to blitz us down, but if we can get this, then immediately, once we go off with this guy, then guaranteed all of our smalls will receive 1 second of haste at the beginning of the fight, which might not sound that crazy, but guaranteeing that 1 second for every small item is very good for us, especially because once we can start getting this guy off multiple times, because he's perma-hasted from the Zorkid, then we can stack that haste. Well, I told you earlier we were taking this skill because we might have something shielding later, especially on Vanessa. We don't actually have any of those items, but we could get a shield enchant, which is actually pretty good on a lot of the stuff on our board. We, of course, don't want to put it here because we don't want to take his heavy off. Kind of wish I got another heavy for this Zork. It would have been really cool. And we're not scaling anything necessarily to have any craziness. I think it would be 60 shield from Incendiary. And Seadog's, I'm going to look this up, is it like 40 or something? It's 30. But of course, the rear shielding. I mean, obviously I see in Obsidian too. Let me see, what is Obsidian on Seadog's? It's deal 30 damage. Okay. Which actually is not meaningless. I feel like I would like any kind of defense though, because we just don't have any right now. I'm going to put it on Incendiary because if we can get more burn on this, it will scale up more. We have the skill right here, so it goes ahead and it's already at 90. And we actually can buff it here a little bit, which I will go ahead and do, bring it up to 100. Every time this Zork goes off, it's going to go ahead and proc it some more. And then when this is 5 times multicasting, it goes ahead and procs it 5 times. So there's no point to put a lower amount of shield on Seadog's when we could put a higher amount of shield on here and proc it as many times as Seadog's would have procced it itself anyways. Had to roll there, see if we can get the next level of Seadog's, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. Make sure we sell all of our fruits and veggies. Although I don't know if we have any veggies in there. I don't know what a coconut technically is. Before we go into that fight here. We're up to... Okay, this guy's not doing that great, but again, he's unlethal, so he still could be scary because of Vanessa, so... he could have any of the same items we do, but just have been really unlucky with his fights. Water wheel. Shot glasses. Shot glasses, but not on a mantis shrimp. On a fiery catfish, which is a great item. Don't get me wrong. Here comes a big punch. Hopefully that burn can get him down to half health, and we can blitz up with Bloodhound right there. I'm not getting any of our haste on our mantis shrimp, as you can see. He was about to hit really, really hard. We actually still had almost 1200 shield on us there, which makes me think, yeah, 2300 shield coming off of that guy. Pretty darn solid, and also 138 burn. Yeah, that's nice. Getting that burn up on that little guy is something I really want to focus on. Just that extra damage, having the burn stay up as high as possible in between hits of the mantis shrimp keeps their shields down, so when the mantis shrimp comes in, it can really just take them down to 0, hopefully. I don't even hate Narwhal just because it's another friend.
Bare hands are not enough.
Don't need really any mediums. There's definitely some mediums I could use. That's kind of scary, honestly. But we'll see. He's got to kill him fast enough. This is Caltroph's boy, right? Yeah. You got to kill Caltroph's boy in 7 seconds. Because the first time you use an item, destroys. And once you destroy, these guys start scaling their damage. Spices go off after that. And see, so now they're at 201. So now we die. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, you either kill him that fast. So I didn't think we would. Like, we don't have that kind of speed with that kind of health bar. But it was a random fight. So I'm not too mad about it. Lord of the Waste would be awesome. We can get this guy getting double crit damage. He's at 22% base, but let's try to look here. First time he goes off. Probably not the first time. Let's see. Well, 70 or 45, 55. Yeah. 87. So, yeah, by the second time, he's going to go off almost in any circumstance because he was actually hasted there. He has a 100% crit chance, which means that second time, he'll blitz crazy hard. I actually love Energy Potion, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for precisely. Skills in general are really nice. Thinking of weapon skills, though. If we can get something that could perhaps even charge this guy faster. No. Wish I could make use of that. Should have gave me a freezing Zorkid at the beginning. First 5 times using aquatic each fight, haste 1 weapon. That is nice. I like that. More health than your weapons have their cooldowns reduced. Huh. The thing that goes off after the lighter is the Zorkids. So once we use those, it would haste other weapons. It could be these weapons to get things going as fast as possible. I feel like if I could level this, it could be really good, just in case we ever are below their health. Especially if it's a pig. Already past day 9. I get the XP. There's too many times where I'm right about to level up, but I didn't take that exact node, so I don't. And as much as I want chocolate bars, I gotta start looking for the next tier of the Seadogs, which unluckily couldn't find there. That sucks, because this thing just being 6 seconds is too long right now. Once we get to level 13, we will guaranteed be able to upgrade an item, which would be pretty sick, so we can just put that straight onto the Seadogs and bring it down to 5 seconds. 4 seconds a diamond if we could get it there. This guy has some good stuff. Is that a trip still? It's a shielded lighthouse. Oh yeah, okay. That's gonna be a little scary, actually. He probably might have brought it back a little bit because he got that shield. Here comes Mantis Tramp. We need to get him to half so we can get this Bloodhound going. If not, the slow he's putting on us is actually kind of scary. But we have some good scaling here, we have some good burning, and there you go, like I said. What was he at? 111% crit chance, so that's where the crit comes in, and you go Blicko mode with it. Surprised his build isn't doing better than that. We did perma-slow him back, is the biggest thing, so that only went off once. That's the thing with Lighthouse, it's just... It's the item I've never understood, because they said, here's a large item that charges, and when it fully charges, it burns, but it charges off of slows. But then they made Anglerfish, perfect, and they were like, this is a medium item that scales better, takes up less space, right? Scales off the same thing, or like charges off the same thing. So I just always sit there and I'm like, why did they make this item? Like, what? Like, I love Anglerfish, but I'm like, why does Lighthouse still exist in its current state and hasn't been addressed in any meaningful way? Because it just seems completely outclassed. I'm going to take the chance here and see if I can get a Mantis Shrimp to drop, because that would be absolutely amazing. Unfortunate, but at least we can sell it. Did hit level 12 there, and we have the perfect amount of regen. Can I kill Davy? I honestly don't even... I don't need Hyper Focus. I think he has some other skills that'll be fine, but I really want the Lord of the Waste skill, because... just because we're guaranteed critting on the second one, obviously that's nice. It's usually going to one-tap at that point anyways, but this would be perfect for that. But even still, we do have a good amount of crit chance. Like, look at that. He's over 50%. He's near, like, 70% crit chance when he goes off the first time, right? So if we're already at that crit chance, then it's a very good chance that we do just crit. So I'd still love to have that skill, even when he's only going off the first time. I got those twice in a row last night, and ended up... This is perfect, actually. Getting a diamond box opener, this guy, letter opener, and I was like, okay, that's not what I asked for, but go off. We're just going to go ahead and upgrade this guy to diamond. That's peak. Get as much scaling on him as we can before this last fight. We'll take a relax shield of 1200 because we're going into what could possibly be our last fight. And then we got one more coconut here for 40 more max health. That was a really good investment to go to that poisons upgrader, or whatever you want to call him, poison enchanter, the dude, the little pudgy boy, and go ahead and get that island upgraded. It was a great pull from our girl, Pearl. Javalian Drum is really scary. With a Fang, and yeah, this is very scary. I think we're maybe just dead here. He's already through our relax shield, but now we are building up more shield because of our incendiary around here being shielded. So here comes the Mantis Shrimp with its second hit, but it's not going to go off. Yep, unfortunate. Javalian Drum, very, very overpowered. That's where I've had my best pig builds, to be fair. It's just a disgustingly OP item. But, I mean, what do you kind of expect? Pig, I think Pig's really good right now. I think I'm not the best pig player, I can tell you that for certain, but he gets a little pigeonholed in that build specifically right now because it is just so damn good. So I can't really fault the guy for running it. I'm going to invest into as much health as I can get on this last day here because we're about to level up. So we want to get as much health as we can, so when we get the level up it matters more. And on top of that, we need to be able to live. We could have lived with more health there on that fight, even though we've been health maxing pretty good with this island. That's really nice. That's really nice too. 9% on one. I'm going to do 9%. I'm actually going to put it on Mantis Shrimp. If our Mantis Shrimp would have gone off there, again, we would have just won. And it was really close, actually. And I'm just going to upgrade Seadogs, because we need to get our start going as fast as possible. And now we have it at 4 seconds. Now we have a less than 4 second start, because this is 3 seconds, I believe. And then, well, you still don't go off. You're probably going to go off after this guy now, but regardless, it's still fine. And our last chance to lower the waste skill to drop here. Well, maybe less chance, because we might lose again and go lethal, who knows. But we'll try our best. Let's see that Bloodhound rush down. Oh yeah, look at that. That Drake's going out way faster. And then a big crit there. Where you at? You're at 89%. Okay. See, with that extra, just a little bit of cooldown off of that guy, it goes much quicker. And we're going to give him more cooldown off. So I'm glad I didn't pick the overall feather, because I get that for free. So put that everywhere. Oh, he's at a 7.8. That's kind of beautiful. The only thing is he's almost faster in the Illusoray, which we need the Illusoray to go to scale this guy some more. Haste item could be Zorkids, but we have a little bit of money now, so I'd rather dig for things we could directly choose. Which is not going to be any of that. And as much as I love these items, I don't think they're particularly what we're looking for. I mean, the Clamor is really not going that crazy because it's still a longer cooldown. So we could take it out and even the lighter out. Because with how much we're burning now with the incendiary rounds, probably burn more with dark water. Because now that you're at 3.8 second, you're going off so fast by yourself. Okay. And it's also another friend, so now this is times 6 multicasting, which is our best chance to scale this shrimp as much as we can. So we'll go ahead and do that. He sells skills. What do you got? Bloodhound upgrade. I'm not even looking at anything else. That is 4 seconds of charge. That is very good for us. More than halfway to this guy. Sell our last coconut here. And even though we don't have a relax shield, this guy's going to be disgustingly scary. He's probably going to have like a 2-second charge on a remote control and kill me with the fucking, you know, big old press, whatever it's called. Or he's dinosaurs, because dinosaurs are the entire world now. 6-second start. What are you, 3 seconds? Yeah, of course you guys are. Okay, can I use my Mantis Shrimp? Got to use it once, and then he destroyed it. So there goes my win condition. Awesome. Fun game. Yeah, we all love that. We all love when you put in these dumb items that make it to where we can't play. It's not like I spent the past 40 minutes or whatever making a perfect build, enchanting the items how I want them. This is a great pivot here, by the way. It's so much damage. Getting the right enchant, so I actually have some survivability, as much scaling as possible, picking the right skills and everything. Now let's go ahead and just make it to where, you know, he can just destroy perfectly what I need. That is ridiculous. Well, Radiant, obviously, for that exact situation is very nice. Honestly, this guy's not scaling. What, 441 burn? If he was doing damage along with that burn the entire time, a good part of me feels like we would have won. Like if he had 230 coming off,
I'm on the edge of the plank.
I feel like he would have been able to carry a little bit. So that makes the win condition being solely on the Mantis Shrimp a little farther off. But we also could have just made him Radiant. We could have made Seadog's Radiant. It is what it is. It is what it is. We don't have the most money in the world. Let's just take the chalky bars, and I'm still trying to get my health up. We actually have health maxed really well. Oh, of course. We go from ineptitude of balancing items to ineptitude of fixing the stash bug that I get several times a day. I actually don't know if I've made a video yet where I haven't got the stash bug to some degree. Hey, look at that. I can move those items now. Imagine that. Well, Lord Arkin's kind of scary, honestly. I feel like we have so much damage, but if we can't kill him in enough of a blitz before this Vital potion goes off, then it's still very scary. We'll get it off at least once. We're gonna have some nice shields, though, to suck up some of his damage. We just need to get him to half there, and then there we go. We got our Bloodhound procced already. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I want to check the damage on this guy. Is honestly why I wanted to take one of these tankier guys, too, so I'm happy that it gave us this fight. And he's worth a little bit more XP. Okay, 3,000. Yeah, look how much more damage it did than the Mantis Shrimp. So if we had that damage on the other guy, we would have beat his crutch. That's beautiful, too. First 8 times you use a weapon each fight, charge 1 item. So that'll give us even more cascading, because there's so many weapons going off. Free skills, not doing anything for us. Poison skills wouldn't do anything for us. So let's go ahead and just grab a diamond skill, and hopefully it's something that can help us survive a little longer, perhaps. We don't have any tools on the board. I do love flashy, but it's not going to help us here. 5 or fewer, obviously not. When you crit, your shield items gain shield for the fight. We do have stacking crit, so I don't even hate the idea of that. Because if we can get the shield going up on this thing with how much we're spamming it out... To be completely honest with you, at this point, I think it should go here. Because these guys are going off so much. And then we can dedicate Bazaar Kid over here to the Mantis Shrimp to make sure he's always getting hasted. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Okay, I'm going to try for Lord of the Waste skill, since critting could be a big part of actually blitzing down here. And it's part of scaling our shield now, so we want that going as fast as possible. Like that. That's pretty hot. What's your crit chance at there? 45%, not bad. Got up to 170 on those shields that quickly, so we can scale that fast. That's nice. Another energy potion. Okay. I will honestly do gumballs here because any little bits we can get, especially now that we have that crit mattering more for scaling, and with how much damage we have, those crits matter just so much. And little bits of damage across the board now that this guy's spamming so much damage is pretty sick to me. Getting our shields up as much as we can on this guy is nice. So really everything there is useful. We're going to level off this next node no matter what it is. I would love to get an upgrade on this guy, but coming into this fight more than anything, I'm just going to take this. Oh, right.
Must be a hole in my coin purse.
Well, into the run no matter what. So we'll take this. We'll level up. Get a bunch of health there, so we're a little over 9,000. We don't need any gunpowder. Gold tier item, gold tier loot. I could shoot for the stars, look for a gold tier item, hope it's this guy, but I'd rather just take some loot. Maybe it's a cinders. Cool. We can put that straight into, well, let's think about this. If we put it into big boy here, it's 30 damage, but it's 30 shields here. But if we're going to get shields out this, we're going to do it hopefully from scaling and try to kill as fast as we can anyway, so the scaling hopefully doesn't matter. But, we'll see. We played the run as well as we could have. Health maxed really well, especially once we got the island there, which is really cool. That was a super cool pickup. This guy has some crazy skills. He even got Lord of the Waste, and he has knife tricks here, which... Oh, okay. Noise. Do I get to play? No, I'm not really getting to play too much here. Nice. Well, at least I got to use my items. He just had too much health. How much health does this guy have? Less than me, surprisingly. His slows just went crazy. Shiny Hamlet? Is that what that is? Yeah. Man, I can't remember the last time I found an item that was just shiny that wasn't the fangs from that fight. 1800, because you didn't get those go as much. That freeze at the beginning hit you from that skill, I believe, and that sucked. Best to hit you out of everything, because you are the charging item, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but 3 seconds of freeze there really sucks. He couldn't go off for a while. Big damage out of Mantis Shrimp. Yeah, I mean, 2,300 shields. Zorkids did their jobs, hasting everything, yeah. Yeah, couldn't have played it any better. That's just unfortunate of the current meta, but I'm still happy with it. That was a really good run. We'll take it. In our heart of hearts, we'll know it was a 10-win run. I mean, with this board and these skills and whatnot, you should never be able to lose a fight. But it's just kind of how it goes. We didn't have the dinosaur run, and we almost still beat him on the dinosaur run. If I would have had the obsidian enchant that we got from that lethal after losing that, then we would have beat that guy 100%. I got some of my dailies done. Sick. I'm trying to get as much XP and level up, get all the stuff off the pass that I can before the season ends. So love to do that, and ranking up a little more is fine. I got to gold after putting some time in, so I'm happy about that. All right. We'll save up chests until we can open a 10-banger in a different run. I know it says I have 10, but it's because I have some old chests from older seasons. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to make sure you like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that even more. And then if you want to check out my Discord or my Advanced GG links, they're always down in the description. But that is going to do it for me today. So as always, have a great day.